Andrew Card is with us this morning. He was an advisor to President Reagan as well as the two President Bushes. The Bushes also say they have no plans to endorse Donald Trump. On 9/11, Card was the one who told President George W. Bush the World Trade Center had been attacked. He is now president of Franklin Pierce University in New Hampshire. Andy Card, welcome.
Great to be with you. Thank you for having me.
Bush 41, Bush 43, Paul Ryan 2016. Where does it all go?
Well, it goes to the reality that Donald Trump now has to reach out to people in the party who have wisdom and have the courage to ask them questions and listen to their responses.
But the problem is not that he's not reached out to them. The problem is they disagree with who he is, what he says, and where it will impact it will have on the party.
Well, Donald Trump has done an amazing thing. He went from 1% in the polls to being the presumptive nominee of the Republican Party. He now has to transition from the 1%, he doesn't have a chance, to, I caught the bus. What am I going to do with it? I've been chasing that bus. I caught it. Now he's the leader of the Republican Party for all practical purposes. He's got to demonstrate that he cares about everybody in the party, that he helps the party win.
But does that mean he has to change what he has done to get himself elected?
He has to change how he will be perceived to do the job. It's not all about Donald Trump now. Now it's about what are you going to do to help lead this party, and what are you going to do to lead the nation? What are you going to do to be the leader of the free world? And that transition doesn't have to mean giving up who you have been. It means understanding the responsibility that you have. And the responsibility is no longer about Donald Trump.
Do you think he's interested in hearing advice from you or anybody else who's like you at this point, Andy Card?
Probably
you mean
not.
people like you?
No,
yes.
No, he's probably not interested.
You know what I mean by that.
I hope that he will find the courage to acknowledge that he needs advice.
Do you think he knows he needs advice?
Well, I think he's extremely confident of his own ability, and he should be. He has great ability to attract eyeballs and ears and generate emotional responses. But being president is much bigger than generating emotional responses. You actually have to make very tough decisions.
And to that end, it's not just what Paul Ryan said yesterday, it was also Donald Trump's response to it, saying, well, then I don't know if I support Paul Ryan's agenda, which speaks to a much broader base, obviously. We've seen his populism now, Andy. It seemed Trump policy, Trump conservatism, Trump pragmatism. If you look at the unfavorable numbers now, historically low for Donald Trump.
Well, I'm not sure that the isms apply, because I'm not sure he gives enough thought to call it an ism. I think that it is an emotional reaction. He's just giving a quick response. He's not tasting his words before he spits them out. And there are consequences to that. You should actually think, how will these words be heard? Will they allow me to build a bridge so that I can earn respect and earn support? You don't command respect. You have to earn respect. And that means you have to really acknowledge that other people have opinions. Some may not be consistent with his, but you should invite those opinions so that you can learn and so that you can teach. And I'm not sure that I have watched Donald Trump make the conversion to a listener and a teacher.
Based on what you know now, would Donald Trump as president scare you?
Yes, he scared me. I will admit, when Donald Trump entered the race, I didn't think he had a chance. And then when he started to gain traction, I became a cynic. And I wasn't sure he could make it. And I was believing, oh, sane people will recognize that this is not going to happen. Well, it happened. I have moved from a cynic to a skeptic. That's a big move. I want him to succeed. But he's got to make the move to show me that he's worthy of my support, worthy of my vote. I take the vote for President of the United States very, very seriously. I will vote for a candidate. Right now, I would probably write in a name, but I will vote. But I want him to really pay attention to the responsibility of being a president. Presidents do not have the luxury of making easy decisions. They make brutally tough decisions. I watch that. If they make an easy decision, they've wasted their time, and the chief of staff hasn't done his or her job. I want to find out, what will it be like, Donald Trump, when you have to make an impossibly tough decision where there is no measure of popularity?
Andy Card, thank you. Sunday on Face the Nation, John Dickerson talked with Democratic frontrunner Hillary Clinton in California. That's Sunday here on CBS.